Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video, and this is going to be a Christmas treat. We have got Narseal's account here. Thank you so much for lending me your account. He has gone and pulled the big boy, the new fella, the new kid on the block. And you're probably thinking, which one? Well, I'll tell you which one. It's the Undead, the Void Legendary, Nekhret the Great. And his kit looks freaking amazing. We'll go through that in a minute. Of course, we needed another Undead Legendary. We've only got, what, 82 now. We've got more Undead Legendaries than we've got Epics, and we're catching up with the rares. Blatantly, we did not need a Dwarf, because we've got 4 already. We didn't need a Skinwalker with a healthy 6. We definitely needed the Undead. Anyway, let's get into what he does and what he's all about. So, Nekhret the Great. Firstly, he looks amazing. Absolutely cool looking skin as ever. Absolute badass. Look at this guy. I love the little double daggers sitting in here. He's got this kind of spear type. I don't know if it's a spear or if it's like a staff, like a magician type staff. I'm not sure, but absolutely awesome. If you weren't sure, he does have kind of horns that go right up through the sky, touch the sun. He looks awesome. I love it. So, and look at this shield as well. The shield is absolutely brilliant. Oh, it's a bit close. Anyway, what does he do then? He has got a crazy amount of skills, abilities, passives. They're coming out of all sorts of places. I'm going to start with his passives, and then I'm going to work back to his skills because it's quite important. So he's got one passive here. When an ally is attacked whilst they're under ally protection, and we'll get to that in a minute, he puts ally protection out. They get a shield. Okay, the shield's equal to 30% of his this champion's max HP, and he's got really strong base stats, really strong base HP, so you can get that shield up to a nice number. If you proc a shield with this ability, then you reduce the cooldown of Legion of the Damned is A2 by 2 turns, and it's only on a 4-turn cooldown anyway if you book it. So down to 2 turns every time someone gets a shield is great. Also, if you bear in mind, if you're getting attacked in the arena, if you're getting attacked by clan boss, whatever it is, a 30% shield just popping up if you've got ally protection on is actually massive. So, really like this passive. He's got a second passive, which automatically, at the start of the turn, the start of the round, a bit like what Chris does, puts block debuff, strengthen, and ally protection on the person in your team with the lowest max HP. So you choose who this is going to be, because you control your HP levels, right? So basically, you know your squishies, like your Allures or your Royal Guards or your Cold Hearts, whoever they are going to get a nice fat set of buffs at the start of the round. The ally protection actually goes on for 6 turns and cannot be removed. Madame Cerise, no chance. You're not stealing this one. So that's awesome. He's got an A3, which does the same buff again, but it's all for 3 turns. Again, ally protection can't be removed. So as soon as he gets a go, 2 of your team have got these 3 buffs on. Yeah? Now, what he then does is he's got this ally attack ability that anyone with ally protection on them, and if he cast it, anyone with that ally protection on will come in and do an ally attack with him. If you book the Disturbing Infusion down to 3 turns, you can actually have 3 of your team at any time with this ability up, which is awesome. If you run in with like a Kaimar or someone, or like a Renegade, which reduces the cooldown of abilities, then you can probably get your whole team ally attacking. So pretty interesting mechanics, pretty cool mechanics, I'd say. Makes him viable for arena, clan boss, Fire Knights, faction wars, Doom Tech. Like, there's so many places that this makes him viable for. And then to cap it off, he's got a decrease attack A1, which cannot be resisted if it lands. So you need 0 accuracy on this guy, which just completely changes the way you need to build him. I love that some champions are out there now with this kind of 0 or no need to be built with accuracy, like abilities that can't be resisted. It just means that you can build them in a completely different way. And because it's a decrease attack A1, it makes him super viable for clan boss as well. Triple hitter, if you book it, each hit 30% chance to land. If you're running a counter-attack team, or the fact that he gets ally attacks as well, there's a good chance that he's going to get this ability off and keep it on all the time. So I love this. In terms of masteries, I didn't do these masteries. They were already in, but I think they're pretty viable. So he's kind of gone for a resistance build. He's gone for survivability. He's gone for the chance to boost turn meter if people are taking hits. I like all of that. Counter-attack ability here as well to get that decreased attack on. I kind of like that. The only change I probably would do here if I was going for this style of build is I wouldn't put Evil Eye on. So Evil Eye is only really relevant if you've got accuracy. Yeah, and you're not building him with any accuracy because he doesn't need any for the rest of his kit. So it makes no sense to build accuracy on him. So I would actually come over to Merciful Aid and take shields, improve shields. He does a shield with that passive. And I would also probably take Lasting Gifts because you every buff that he puts out can be extended with Lasting Gifts. So I would probably do those two changes, but this build's not bad. If you're going to run him in Clan Boss, you absolutely need to go War Master as your final tier 6. And you probably wouldn't go for any of the defense tree at all, or you would ignore the support tree. But I probably would keep support tree in the mix, and I'd probably go War Master. So kind of a couple of options really on builds. This is more like an arena stroke PvP style of build. Whereas if you want to get some damage out of him, I would actually take, or probably wouldn't even be War Master, it should be Giant Slayer because of his A1 being a triple hit. So probably be Giant Slayer, but you would go like a normal Clan Boss build on offense. So in terms of ability, in terms of kit, sorry, again, I tweaked a build that was already here. He did have like a 290 accuracy build in the first place. So I was like, whoa, you don't need any accuracy at all. We've still got the perception gear in there, not because I want it, because of stats. I want stats over sets, and in this instance, the stats on these two pieces of gear were just awesome for the build I was doing. So it's not because I want perception. Perception's not good on him at all. It's not necessary, but I do like the speed that perception is bringing me. So we've got high base defense, high base HP, high base speed, and then I'm kind of looking for a bit of crit rate, defense percentage, and speed. And I've kind of done defense, crit damage, and resistance on the banner. You certainly could just go defense, defense, defense on everything and make him an absolute meat shield. Or because he's got such a good base HP, you might decide to go HP on the gloves, defense on the chest, and give yourself like defensive stats in both areas, especially because on ally protection, he's absorbing damage from everyone. But what I love about this guy is there's so many options with how you can build him. So tons of sets make sense. Reflex set could also be a really good set to get the cooldown even further down on Disturbing Infusion, which I think is his best skill. So let's get him into some content and see what he can do. So I'm going to start off with the arena. The arena's probably the spot where I think we'll see most playtime from him, but he can definitely play anywhere. So where do you play him in an arena team then? I think it's got to be a defensive comp with like 1 or 2 damage dealers. So, you know, you might run him, certainly not in this style team. Brackus is definitely someone that could be in the mix. Let's just see, I don't know how any of these champions are built. So, yeah. Okay, that'll do. That'll do. So he comes in here. He's got resistance in all battles, so it's going to peak your resistance up. Someone like a Seal in the mix as well, a revive champion. Perhaps another reviver if you had one that's kind of half decent build. Would be good. Or, you know, I mean, even like a war chief, if he's built well, I guess could come into the mix. Anyone that he can kind of come in and protect your damage dealer along with you. So he's going to put that passive ally protection on the person with the lowest max HP right at the start of the fight. So we just need to check what we've got here. So HP for Seal is high, 52k. War Chief is high, 43k. You definitely want it to go on your damage dealer, 34. So that's exactly where it's going right now, which is awesome. So straight away, Brackus cannot have his buffs removed. They're going straight on. Look at that. Strengthen, ally protection, and block debuffs all out there for 3 turns. And we are first. So I can do 2 things here. I can either get straight away in with an attack ally attack using my Brachus, or I can bide my time and get a second person to come in the mix next time around. So I think I'm just going to go ally attack and see what this does in terms of his hit and his. So he's got a decreased attack buff on his A1. Who do we want to take out? Maybe Cantra will be a nice one to try and drop. So we go bam. We get a couple of weak source hits. Obviously, if we had, you know, like an ally attack champion that was smashing out damage, then that would be a better setup. Also, we gain an additional attack. We get an additional turn, sorry, if we don't kill someone. So, you know, straight away you can then say, well, I do want to protect my war chief as well and get a bunch of buffs on him. So see that? We're just kind of getting shields because they took the damage. The shields come up from his passive. Let's see if this guy's actually got any damage in him at all. Obviously, I'm not building everyone. I'm not building everyone. You would want a bit more damage out of your team than that. So now we've got 2 people that can come and ally attack with us. Yeah. So now we can go ally attack with 2. We're going to keep working on this. Oh, it's good damage again. Plus we get an extra turn because we didn't kill. So we're just going to keep chomping away. He doesn't do any damage, right? His build is not weak in terms of damage. He's not hitting at all. So that's something to bear in mind. He is not going to do damage himself. Don't expect it. But we've got 1 down. We're going to go for another one. Ally attack again. Bit better. We can put another buff on. I can actually cast it on myself. So I can put block debuffs and strengthen on myself. It's probably not a bad shout. Obviously, you can't ally protect yourself, but block debuff and strengthen on yourself is kind of nice. Someone else is down. Getting heals now from our seal. She's coming in the mix. Going to try and get provoked here, which we got 3-turn provoked. War Chief's kind of nice for that. Just an A1 to level 50. See, it's all weak. I've not built him super strong, but I've also not built him that weak that he should be doing that. Now we get an ally attack in, and we've got now. Oh, actually, if I'd placed my ally protection here, we would have gone triple or whole team attack by this point. But down he goes. We can hit the auto. And job done. So that's where I think he's going to be probably at his strongest. Like a defensive comp that's very difficult to kill. He doesn't resurrect, but he does keep a lot of people alive. You kind of want a healer stroke resurrect champion in the mix as well. And I think for this style of content, he's top draw. I honestly think he's top draw in terms of that defensive style team. Really good for it. Really good. So if we were talking about then dungeons, he's going to be the carry, basically. He's going to be the carry that just keeps people alive. I don't know what any of the teams set up here are going to be like. Okay, so we've got HP Burn. We've got a crazy team here. He's already in the mix. Let's just see what he's running already. I literally have not seen any of these things run. So we get the ally protection and strengthen on our Royal Guard, who, you know, if he goes down, bam, job is done. We get another one on what's his face? Tyrant. We get the ally protection going in, the ally attack going in. Another turn because the boss doesn't die, so he gets a few more hits away. Gets his decreased attack away. And this is going to, I mean, it's going to be clean anyway because we've got crazy champions, but honestly, it's quality. So he's now taking the damage because everyone else has got ally protection out, basically. So they're like, well, why wouldn't we attack the Void champion? But we know that he's tanky. We know he can take those hits. And then you're kind of just waiting on really the Burns to do their job or the Royal Guard to do his slam. I'd actually say here, in this particular team comp, you'd be better off having a turn meter controller instead of Royal Guard and instead of Venus. That's what I would do. But good, solid champion that's going to help you through. I think he helps you through any dungeon. Any dungeon. But he's obviously got quite high base resist as well, so he's not taking those poisons. And then these spiderlings are just basically killing themselves. So quality here, I think it's going to be quality kind of anywhere anyway, but definitely going to come in as a really strong spider champion. And kind of what we're seeing him do right now is exactly what we're going to see him do in any content, any dungeon content. It's just keeping your team alive whilst they have time to do their work. So let's have a look at Ice Golem. Ice Golem's notorious for being tough to get through. So let's no, we'll leave that one in because actually that could force this guy to do some nasty stuff to us. Let's put him in here. So we could go resist in all battles, kind of nice aura if you struggle against stuff like the debuffs coming back at you. Obviously, this is like top tier legendaries that we're playing him alongside. You definitely don't need to do that. He could play alongside much weaker champions. I just haven't geared anyone in this account, so I'm kind of a bit fearful of doing that. Get the ally attack out. Don't forget, in waves like this, the start of the round is every time you go into a new wave, so you always get that protection for your lowest champion at that point. And he's just protecting our Royal Guard here. Don't forget, at this point, you know, these guys with Shriek on, they do a ton of damage to your damage dealers. He gets that protection out there straight away at the start, so you don't have to deal with that. He is hitting for 10k a pop here as well, which is kind of nice. Double ally protection is up. Strengthen, block debuffs. And if he was booked in that skill, he'd be able to get to the point where we've got 4 people attacking at the same time. And in fairness, the A1 triple hitting is pretty strong. And interesting they do all their ally attacks on the boss. Nice 30k of damage, which is pretty solid. We've got allied protection on, what, 2 with strengthen. This is going to be the test. He stays up. Royal Guard stays up. Royal Guard would normally, no chance, be alive right now. No chance. Do need some healing though. He's going to drop now. So yeah, so kind of the test that I wanted was Royal Guard's notorious for killing your whole team on this fight. And he was kind of close to doing it there. But actually, with all of the protection that this guy brings, we've not done it. Must be due some revives. Here we go. Probably also due ally protection. There it is. He's gone down again. And bear in mind, he's got high defense, but then both of the ads were up, which is why we've gone down. So I know what you're saying. Is Syl the MVP here, or is this guy? But it's kind of the two of them, really. The two of them together is what's enabling this team to have a chance. And although it's not the fastest run in the world, kind of slow and steady, we've won the fight, which is kind of nice. All we need is a Royal Guard slam to finish it off. There it is. Bam. So, did he do much damage? 470 versus kind of 600 odds. Not really. That's not what he's in there for, but he did do a lot of protecting. And then Finite, because he's got a triple hit A1, he's also going to be relevant here. So he's in this team already. Loving this Royal Guard combo, obviously. I would probably do something more like this if he's built. It's not. Let's just leave it as it is. Or maybe I'll bring Arbiter in here. But again, so what's he doing? He's just throwing the ally protect out on 2 people right at the start. We get the ally attack out now. Slamming people down. Both of our kind of squishy champions are absolutely kind of covered in terms of, you know, 2 of the strongest protection buffs in the game. And we're going to cruise through really what's quite tough content. Obviously, on something like Faction Wars, absolutely top tier, you know, in terms of getting you through some of those boss fights, which are really hard to keep your team alive. I'll whiz us onto the boss so you can kind of see what he does on the boss. So onto the boss. What does ally attack do here? Basically just helps us blow through the shield quicker. So ally attack's always going to be useful against a finite shield champ. We've got a decreased attack from him as well. So the triple hit is blowing away through the shield. Plus he's bringing in the big multi-hitters, ally attacks, and he's doing decreased attack when it lands on the boss. All of those things are strong. All of them are strong. We've now got ally protection on 3 champions. It's just dropped off of our brackets actually. But yeah, basically explodes through that shield. Imagine if you've got a Cold Heart in here as well, and she's just kind of hitting for a 4 hit, would be absolutely broken. So again, like, he's not a damage dealer, and that's a lot of people get put off by, you know, should they be rated high if they're not doing big numbers. This guy never will do big numbers, but what he does is enables your team, enables your big number champions to do their job, which is equally as valuable as doing big numbers yourself. So really cool. I think Arena, Fire Knight are probably his 2 strongest areas, but certainly if you build him in a different way with War Master as your kind of main mastery, I think all of this kind of ally protect, strengthen can be used in clan boss for like a long-lasting clan boss team, like an old school style clan boss setup. I would actually love to try him in the type of clan boss team that I run with, you know, basically I'm looking to go 60, 70 turns and get my damage off over a long period of time. That's quite an end game build. But also because he's bringing that decreased attack, he can just come straight in as your decreased attack champion. You know, in place of like the Tyrell or anyone like that, he's giving you defensive utility as well as a really strong debuff for clan boss. So he's definitely viable there as well. So there we go, guys. First look of the new Void Legendary. I actually think he looks super cool, and I would love to get him myself. Let me know in a comment below. What do you think? And yeah, happy raiding. I've been Hell Hades. I will catch you in a video soon. See you later.